Project Restoration, Jeremiah 23 and Hoods, just confirming again the power of collectivism. Collectivism works, and it works every time. The people at the top always draw from the people down below. Bottom line, there is no in between about it. You cannot be an island. I put you on an island by yourself. You ain't going to do nothing. If there's nothing there, zero is zero. You would die. Bottom line, somebody spanked you when you were little on your butt. You are not alone. The law of one says you're connected. Bottom line is this: collectivism for the whole is always going to work better. Period. China whipping our butt. We got states that are individuals that cannot even distribute massively this drug fast enough, the so-called virus killer. But I want to ask a question, man. Which one will work now? Individual states, as you see it slowing down, or massive distribution using the government? I ain't taking no shot from the government. We don't appeal to those people. We got elders who fought in wars that are dying. So what? They don't take it. Get the drug out there. Therefore, which one is better? And I'm going to leave you on this note. And I want to say this before I leave you on this note. If we would use collectivism as African American people, we wouldn't be asking nobody for nothing, because we would have known buy land, build communities. And if they had the land sold up, then just don't be Jim Jones. How about that one? Have the Holy Spirit in your heart so that you will see the collective and not trip and try to be elite. Because remember, the elite pull the collective. Whoever the tallest tree, the other trees got to grow this way, that way, because the ruling one has set their branches out. Bottom line is this: can you say, and I say honestly, that now individual state distribution of this vaccine is good? And if you say good, could it be made better? Like any company, how is it made better? Go ask Amazon. By many. The collective force. Therefore, if the collective force is better, why not choose better? If the collective force is right for war, if the collective force is right for raiding black neighborhoods and putting people down on the ground for a white substance that they can easily stop through trade, collectively up against 6 armies, poor blacks, poverty, no jobs, minus the jobs, or when the jobs did come, they didn't pay enough. Listen, minus that, you got survival. Tell me, collectively, if all the money would have been towards land and we built communities for ourselves, would that have been a better idea? If one can put 1,000 aflight, how many can 2? So when you go to war, why do they go to war and use an army? Why not one? Individualism, huh? Well, if you're in a financial war, wouldn't collectivity work better? Yes. Didn't investors buy the land in this country? Yes. When the market fell, did the Chinese come here and buy property and land? Yes. Using cash. Well, it's cash. We got the gold. Whoever got the gold and the assets. Bottom line, our money is so cheap now. And that's a little late in the game. And we've been pointing to money all the time. Church, we should have been pointing to land, gold, and assets. Now, when the economy falls, we look stupid because there'll be lack. But if we would have bought and thought collectivity, like all come out of Egypt, like all help each other, Joshua 1, like collectively, we ain't leaving no one behind. You'd have more power, more strength on your strike. And like the king that struck his arrows, and he had little strength and couldn't utterly destroy the enemy, which is poverty. To knock that one off, you got to strike with vigor on collectivity. And if you don't, you're going to miss the target. You're in war. One man. So what? One man slew Goliath. It took an army to drive back the enemies when they scrapped in Joshua 1, or crossing over the Jordan. The bottom line is this. If individual states, as I thought I heard Trump mention collectivity when he said National Guard would distribute. good idea. Forget Trump idea of collectivity right now. Now we see what individualism do. Whether it be 20 acres and a preacher living way over here, separated from the people getting thrown out, tapping off collectivity. And I had to say that because that's true, then it'll work over here. Break up the collectivity and therefore don't distribute anything or give it to the states who are crippled and don't even know how to take care of their homeless and see how they do. So when he said, I gave it to the states, Trump, well, the states are struggling. They don't know how to respond themselves. So slowly now, and I heard the first word on summertime. From the day the vaccine was distributed, do you agree that collectivity, because I'm going to sell this idea, you could call it Marxist, communistic, socialistic, I don't care what you call this one. This is kingdom thinking. They all ate manna. He broke the fishes and fed them all. So all is all. Family of God. One law, one family. One tribe, one people. Under God. Now check it. Under his reign, we ain't gonna look like this. But you tell me this. Why would you state collective force to distribute? Who whispered in his ear? I believe he was sincere. But somebody said, no. Then the government looked like they'll take over or something like that. And you can't, a lot of people won't take it from the government. Okay, whatever. Because let me say this, it's a principle. A kid can understand one is better than two. It's not good that one be alone. God said that. Be fruitful and multiply. So you multiply the COVID vaccine in its distribution, saving massive lives. Isn't that simple? Kid can understand. So if you don't give God the glory, and we quit playing this individual thing, and I'll start with the houses of God and come straight to the state, straight to the White House. Right. Collectivity made many preachers rich. Collectivity could buy, steal mass land and help burn debts. Land is an asset. Or collectivity could have gold, land, and leasing. What could that be wrong with that in helping the people come up on finance? But we got one, tokenism. Here, look at this one, that one, this one. But masses left in poverty. Now, because of the failure to address the issues dealing with the African American situation and been tokenized to say whatever someone pays you to say, your focus is not on the elders in African American neighborhoods. If it gets there by summer, there's going to be a lot of dead brothers. If we're number one in COVID, now maybe that's a lie. But that's speaking for the African American. What about the American people as a whole? What about the world being sold out maybe? What about it? A lot of dang on Social Security checks, a lot of money being saved right now. Get real. And the bottom line, who's going to be the first nation to step up? That's the key word, and align with collectivity, regardless if you don't like it, because no man's an island. And with them big top hat, hot wigs at the top, please stop flossing on God and arrogantly looking at him like you got there by yourself. Give God the glory and give back to the people, lest you be smitten with worms. God help you. Whoever the power structures that be, that pull the pinky string, because you could have stopped drugs in the neighborhoods a long time ago. Just think if it was some nuclear stuff, they would have stopped them drugs. Isn't that something? They never did. Destroyed my neighborhoods. And you couldn't stop the drugs, and you can't stop the virus, and you're talking crap to these different nations, and they probably saying, man, these cats got their doors wide open talking big crap. While we could use the principle of collectivity, you can't just use it on your military. You got to use collectivity on your people. And that's why they shouting equal. That's why they came to the Capitol. On both sides, they all want equality, a shot. And if they feel they're threatened, the masses of the people. But to tell them, okay, but first we got to get rid of a lot of the older people. Because we don't want to pay out that SSI because we got all these debts. Somebody got to die. From the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. Say like I bet you, we just get you real and sell you this. I bet you at the end of this summer, we'd wish we had sent the National Guard, giving God the glory to collectivity, which is for all. So if you came up as an individual, quit flossing, share with your brother and break bread. John the Baptist said, we in the last days. Break your shirt. I break my shirt. I got two. You get one. Save yourself from greed through claiming individualism, yet tied to collectivity like a parasite. Bottom line, if it's not free, it's not kingdom. The bottom line, if it's not family, it's not kingdom. The bottom line, if it's not all, it's not kingdom. The bottom line, God loved all. See, bottom line is all. Collectivity. Even at our best in our individual, it must spill out into the collective whole. Violate them principles. Who got the gold, by the way? Dang, don't you want to share that? You know the United States in trouble, but you still holding the gold. What's up with that, man? And y'all, we better wake up, man. If this is prolonged and states stumble, the right and left will blame each other. But they all knew, and I'll say it now, and you better watch out in 2031 if you think 21's hard. Listen to this. They know that this thing could be distributed fast. And people will be rejectful. That's okay. They can reject. Let them pay. Why let the rest of the people suffer that need and will need help by giving it to the states, knowing it'll be dragged out? And one blaming the other, when all you have to do from the day it was distributed was put the idea out there. Trump, you act like you can't be yourself. If you said National Guard, bro, where your mouth at now? That was a good idea, just like it was to stop drugs from destroying my neighborhood. Those ideas. We're looking for ideas from either side here, right? You looking at, man, you better look for principles. Lest the whole nations perish. Principles. Law of reciprocity. Now it's time to give back. And when it was time to give back, many companies left and went overseas and sold you and left you as individuals, yet sucked like parasites off the collective. Preachers, don't be like them. Choose none of their oppressive's way. Don't come up rich off the collective whole and not strengthen the whole collective. What they do, they look for the least one, though they got diapers on. Are they getting on the bus, Brother Dollar? I'm saying, if you don't show the collective, you can't show the equality and justice for all. That's what the church should be doing, the real one, the remnant, the Israelites. I don't know